Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video we are going to be deep cleaning my stove. First off, showing you guys what my stove top is looking like. It's just looking a hot mess. It's a bunch of burnt on food crust on there, so I need to go ahead and get that cleaned off. But yep guys, today we are going to be deep cleaning this stove. As you guys can see on the sides between my stove, there's gaps right there, and a lot of food a lot of times fall between the gaps right there. So I need to go ahead and pull this stove out and clean behind the stove really good to get all that up. So just showing you guys what the inside of my oven is looking like. It looks so disgusting. My oven is looking so disgusting right now, guys. Please don't judge me. I haven't cleaned it in a little while now, but yeah, today we're going to get her cleaned up and ready to go because I am going to be cooking for Christmas. So yeah, I'm going to be getting her nicely clean today. So I clean my stove top literally every time after I cook. But my oven, I probably clean that about like once to twice a month, just depending on how dirty it is. But as far as like pulling out my stove to get behind it and clean behind my stove, I probably do that about once every like 2 months or so. But yeah, I definitely have to get into more habit of pulling my stove out and deep cleaning behind there, because y'all gonna see in a little bit, it was so much stuff behind my stove. My stove was definitely at the top of my to-do list because I didn't want to be cooking for Christmas in a dirty stove. So definitely needed to get it together today. This is my first time using the Barkeeper's Friend. A lot of you guys have recommended it to me. I had a couple of my subscribers say that it works really well on like the stainless steel pots and pans. But I wanted to try it out today in my oven and on my stovetop just to see how good of a clean I could get with it. I saw some other people do this as well, but the key thing to do is make sure you're not scrubbing too hard because you don't want to scratch anything up. But yeah, so I just took a really light hand and scrubbed because the Barkeeper's Friend already has like micro exfoliant in it, so you don't want to be scrubbing too hard. But I definitely had to put some elbow grease in when it came to this oven, guys. My arms were burning by the time I got through with this. But yeah, just make sure you're not scrubbing too hard. You don't need a lot of pressure with this stuff. There was a lot of stubborn, burnt on food in the bottom of my oven that no matter what I did, it just would not come off. So today I'm going to be using my scraper just to see if that will work. And it did. It got a lot of it off, which I was so happy about because just looking at it was getting on my nerves. And no matter how hard like I scrubbed, it wouldn't come off. But my scraper got the job done. And once again, I was not using a heavy hand at all. I was very lightly, okay, very lightly scraping the stubborn food crust off. But yeah, this did a really good job and got my oven really clean. So if you don't have one of these, definitely invest in one. But yeah, just use a very light hand when using it. This is what my oven was looking like after. It looked 10 times better. It still was a little bit of crusted on food right there in the corner. But other than that, my oven looked really, really good. I was happy with the way it turned out. So as you can see, there's still a few little crust spots in my oven. So I'll probably have to go back in and do like a second round of the scraping. But overall, my oven turned out really, really good. So I was happy with the result. Next, moving on, we're going to do this stovetop. I did already go ahead and scrub and clean my oven racks. I just didn't show it on camera because I didn't want to bore you guys with a bunch of scrubbing. But yeah, those got done off of camera. I really like the way that the barkeepers cleaned my oven and my stove. As you can see, my stove top looked almost brand new. So I really was impressed with it. So now I'm about to move this stove out. Y'all, I wish my husband was home for this because this stove was really, really heavy. But nonetheless, I got it out. And wait till you guys see all the stuff that was behind here. I was completely shocked. This is why it's so important to remember to clean behind your stoves because a lot of times I feel like we forget about it, but it's definitely important. So on this side of the cabinet, it had a bunch more crusted on spilled stuff on it. So I really had to scrub and put some elbow grease in to get it off. I really wanted to make sure that I cleaned the walls behind the stove really, really good because there was a bunch of oil on the walls that was just stuck on there and being stubborn to get off. So yeah, I had to really once again put some elbow grease in, but I was so happy that I was able to get it all off of the wall because I couldn't stand looking at it anymore. So yeah, definitely make sure you're cleaning the walls behind your stove because a lot of oil can build up back there, and then the longer you wait, the more harder it is to get off. So just be mindful of that. That Mr. Clean had it smelling so good back here. It smelled so wonderful, but everything's nice and clean now. I have to remind myself to order some oven liners as well as some guards to go on the sides where the gaps are when I put my stove back, so that way a lot of food won't get trapped back there. But yeah, that's definitely on my list of things to get because a lot of times I forget, but I just have to make sure I write it down this time so that I don't forget, or either add it to my Amazon cart like right after this video, so that way I can remember to purchase those items to make my life more simpler so that I won't have to be doing this as often as I have to do it. But yep, so now I'm going to go ahead and get this oven pushed back. I was struggling a little bit to get this oven back in place. And when I pushed it back, it was still crooked because there's like a little metal ramp that you have to push it up on. But it was just too heavy for me to lift to push it back up on. So I'm just going to wait for hubby to get home and have him to push it back in place. But yeah, I was struggling. So this is going to be all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you made it all the way to the end of today's video, leave a pink heart down in the comment section. If you enjoyed today's video and found some motivation from it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe, because you're not subscribed already. What is you doing? And like always, guys, I'll be back with more. Bye.